Hello and welcome, my name is Sam and I would like to welcome you to the ZiU 10 main island depot setup tutorial. Before we begin though, I would like to remind you of the driving settings change that I have made for myself. If you look into the driving section, you will notice that I have the precise throttle mode in the inverse hold different from the normal hold mode. I have done so that I can have precise throttle on at all times unless I reset the throttle by pressing or holding the F key. Let's now save our settings and get started with the tutorial. We will select the drive section and select our ZiU 6205 ZiU10 Trolleybus, which is our first Game Pass Trolleybus in this game. Currently it costs 100 Robux, however it used to cost as low as 20 during the early development stages of this game, which itself is a successor to the Trolleybus Place Classic. Let's click on the Trolleybus, select the main island depot and press the spawn button. You can select any livery that you want if you have the custom livery Game Pass, or select one of the presets, though note that the custom livery Game Pass costs 200 Robux. We will now go to the vehicle equipment and get our toolbox. Check our Trolleybus number, which at the moment is 1359. Exit out of the building and search for our 1359. It is right in front of us. Enter through the rear door by clicking on the sections. Hold the V key. Click the left mouse button to place the toolbox and get out both the pole head wrench as well as the two pole head inserts. We will now climb on top of the ladder, open the hatch and stand on it. We will check the conditions. It is 78 and 73%, although I will replace them regardless. Select the pole head inserts, place them by holding the V key and left mouse click. We will now climb down and put the poles onto the wires above. You will raise the pole by holding the E key, lower by holding the Q key, and maneuver your avatar such that the pole head insert makes contact with the wire. Do note that this is a DC wiring, so when you end up in the opposite lane and wire them as you would normally, the reverser needs to be in the inverse orientation to maintain driving direction. Okay, both poles are now in. Take the toolbox by clicking the right mouse button. Go into the drive cab, open the cab door by clicking the left mouse button. Place our toolbox next to the driver's seat by clicking the left mouse button and holding the V key. Place the pole head wrench inside as well as the pole head inserts. We will now take out the reverse wrench, place it into the circular notch below our driver's seat and set it into the forward position and take our seat. The setup in the ZiU 10 is slightly different as well as how we operate the switches. Very well, we will now enable the battery, enable power steering, but this time the power steering will not sound itself because we have to do additional steps. Control circuit, compressor and buzzer. The trailer battery, trailer fan and generator motor, control unit press, and then we will focus on our breakers. Main breaker, backup breaker, fan and generator motor breaker, compressor breaker, front heater breaker, backup fan and motor breaker, as well as the trailer fan and generator motor breaker. Now, why is that? This is because we have motors in both the middle and the rear axle, and the front and the rear axles have active steering, which makes turning easier compared to, let's say, the ZiU 9 electric multiple unit. Now let's go back into the Trolleybus and continue with our setup. Since it is nighttime, I will now enable the lights by placing the L key twice, as well as enable the interior lighting group 1 by pressing the J key. We will now the difference in the door operation is also present. You can operate the individual doors on the trolleybus when we have enough petrol, or you can press the 0 key on the top row by pressing the 0 key on top of your keyboard, and it opens all of your doors at once. Given that it is right above the P key, which operates the parking brake, it also makes stops much more convenient and less training for your left or right hands, depending on which one you use to operate the brakes and the doors. Let's now go back inside and get our destination boat container, and then we will do final steps before we can depart. We will be deploying the not in service route as we have in all of the other videos. Do note that you can set route 6, 9, 10 or 14 as well as the 16, among which are the route options available in this game. However, each one has a different starting and ending point, so keep that in mind. We'll place the destination boat container next to the driver console by holding the V key, left mouse click, get the destination boat out in service, open the lid, place it inside. Take out the second foot next to the notches on the second door. Take out the third normal bolt, which is next to the third door placement for the notches. Open the rear lid and get our rear small destination bolt. After we do that, we have the route set and we can depart safely. Do note that you can accidentally press the grab pole by clicking on the rope that attaches to the rear of the wire pole, so you need to re-click it to stop holding it. A small bug, but nevertheless still an enjoyable experience regardless. We will now go back into the cab and enable the parking lights on the left console as well as the doorway lighting. This is now with the full setup complete. Let's close the doors by pressing the 0 key. We will now release the parking brake by pressing the P key, and we can now move forward. The throttle operation as well as the switch operation is vastly different here, because you will probably get instantaneous power if we hold F and take the and press the W button as well. Set the throttle by pressing the F key, slow down a little bit by tapping the S key, steering by A and D, hold the steering angle by holding shift. And we have unfortunately dewired, so we will stop and try to rewire. Parking brake on, first door open. We will get the dewired pole selected, lower it by holding the Q key, wait for the trolleybus to pass. Then we can safely place it back on top of the wires. Successful contact. Get back inside, close the first door, release the parking brake, and we can now move forward. The difference in the switch operation is that you have no throttle and then press the Q key or the E key to go left or right on the respective switch. Okay, we will move forward, pass through the trolleybuses ahead. Apply throttle, E key for right. And then Q key to go left. Use the steering as necessary as well as the throttle adjustments, whether by going F key and the W and SD, or the F key alone, or using only the W and S and then F for throttle reset. We will pass through the switches and go right on the next one. We will now tap the S key to slow down, B1 for regen, B2 for regen, and pneumatic up to 50% for safe operation. I will now set the parking brake and delete the trolleybus. I hope you enjoyed this setup tutorial of the ZiU 10 at the main island depot, and I will see you at the hardware nice island.